I'm at a travel show, and the focus of the travel show has gone completely wild and crazy. Here there's a jacuzzi or some sort of a setup, and all they're doing is actually trying to sell something so ridiculous and so unnatural about any travel, I should say. A champagne bottle being floated around a jacuzzi and so on. This is a travel show. How can you distract your travel ideas from something so silly and ridiculous like such? Well, that's the way the humans are sort of created these days, where you would draw them in one aspect and distract them through another different aspect, just like that. Triathlon. It's asking you to take this stuff. If you want to do the triathlon, you got to have a mental attitude to characterize yourself to do that task. Not take all this medication and all these chemically processed proteins or chemically processed medication to do a triathlon. You need to have a medically fit or mentally fit attitude to do these kind of sports. So don't encourage people to do something that they're not trained mentally. So you need to be aware what you're doing, human beings or people of the world. Don't follow the usual pattern of Mickey Mouse games. Just follow the very hard and strong mental structuring and trusting yourself first. At the Olympia travel show, it's called the Destination. Travel pretty much have changed in the way that it is being aimed towards creating what we call a more global corporate profit making sort of means of global travels. Very much they're promoting lounge accesses. They're promoting picture photography, competition elements. They're showing how you should be traveling, just like Singapore Airlines anchored down what we call a sleeper bed mode of transport. There's also the way how the comforts are being, creature comforts are being promoted in travel, and all the safety and all the safety element of travel is also being promoted. It's speaking about the elements of luxurious catered traveling. So very much it's taking the opportunity for the individuals, how they could be able to travel to a very different form of travel through these travel shows. I've walked about 1/3 of the hall, and as you can see from all of the very powerful advertising, this is a company called Titan here. Yes, it says to see the world differently, yet they would very much focus on the element of catering to their needs. So where the tourist or the visitor would only have a certain opportunity to explore that particular part of the world. Yeah, there we have it. That's the Destination holiday show, and there are lots and lots of tour companies that are promoting means and techniques of getting you to use their facilities, and they would these tour companies then entail would make a lot of money. I'm just standing in 4 different tents. That's the Trafalgars. It's another travel company. It's great rail journeys. Again, catering for the rail journeys of the world. Yet, there's a company called Titan. Again, creating a travel techniques that very much catering for their one purpose element of that journey. Now, if you need to see through the more local trail, you would have to very much find what you call unable to move from that spec of the itinerary. Yeah, so travel shows are one thing. Yeah, it can bring you about lots of the elements, yet what it's doing is sort of catering for your needs in one perspective or the other. Here we have it. Here I am at the travel show now. There's a travel author sitting and being interviewed by Stanford's the oldest books, travel books and magazines, topography company or the store in the world. They always did what they call the travel books and maps. The store is down in London, just between Leicester Square and Covent Garden, and you could find any book you like. But what is really interesting is they've also got all these travel books, something that one must not be conditioned by. So I always say, if you're traveling, if you really wish to travel, all you need to do is particularly, it's very important that you need to avoid any reading of books or knowing about the destination. The pure aspect of that is that you would, if you read, you condition your mind. If you don't read, you don't condition your mind. You would go with a very open approach to everything you will do. And in that particular trip or during that travel, you will discover a great deal more. It's very interesting. It's fine wine and it's something about osteoporosis or things like that. So it's very, very interesting indeed that our focus of our attention is drawn to these things. We are putting more emphasis on other things to focus and relieve our pain. We shouldn't be. And again, in a place like here, we shouldn't be selling and promoting things of this nature. Fine wine is one thing, but it's about wholesaling. That's all it is. The pain, you've got to know your body. A machine cannot fix the pain of your body. This is a company that takes you on an adventure tours across the world. Yes, what it also does is actually causes so much of degradation to the road infrastructure. The truck could travel through all those different terrains, and it's designed to do that exact course of a journey. At the same time, you need to be conscious about the travel ethics, what it is. As you can see on that little feature photo, and he's driving through this river or a lake stream, which not only one damages the eco balance there, but also polluting that nature reserve or the natural path of that part of the land. So we are bringing in more and more into areas that are extremely extremely remote and extremely sensitive when we talk about bioreserves and so on and so forth. If you drive one of these through one of those bioreserve nature places, it's going to have a detrimental effect on the local wildlife, the ecosystem, the eco-balance, and so on and so forth. If a tourist, if a visitor would like to travel into one of these places, all you have to focus is that you need to walk that trail, or you need to walk through that particular landscape to be able to reach to a specific place. I just recently went to South America, into Mexico City, at a place called Calcamal. The national park is far deep in the forest, and to get there you need to actually hike almost 100 kilometers into the forest to see the real diversity of that living matter inside that national park. But if you create roads and road infrastructure to drive tourists in a comfortable condition, you're breaking the principles of the travel, which is all the challenges that are put in front of you when you're traveling through. And second, you're damaging the environment that has already been damaged. The Olympia, as I said, I just did a few videos after getting some ideas. It's best to go home, I suppose. That's the best holiday destination you could ever have. Yeah, much of the holidays and destinations nowadays have become more of a commercial mattering, or there's hardly any excitement through travels anymore, because they're all catered to just about earn and exploit the local means. And every destination very much you're looking at is so focused on making you a tourist victim. And shows like Destination, shows, other travel shows, all they're doing is actually not putting you any ideas. It's just giving you how to cater for yourself as a comfortable comfort creature. The spas, the hotels, the luxury, the travel, how you're going to travel, and so on and so forth. So I would say, if you were to come here for a little travel show, understanding about a travel show, it is important that you need to have what you call an idea, not to get fooled by the luxurious comfort that you're going to get. So the best destination you could have is your home, I think. You just get to go home because they will confuse you as to what you were intended to do on a travel journey. All you need to do is, if you wish to travel somewhere or to a destination, be mindful. All you need to do is get yourself a blank piece of paper, find that destination of the travel you want to go, forget about reading, forget about asking any instructions or directions about that location and how you're going to get there. Just get there and you will explore. You might come across an amazing trip rather than having to sort of fall trail off the catered trip of that destination.